Alright, well this thing's been on for a few days. And other than being scratched up and dirty, it actually sounds probably better than any of the modern units I've heard. There's some conflicting information, 100, 110 watts. I don't know. We're not really concerned about that. So anyway, this one here, I'm gonna pull it, take it outside, and give it a good cleaning. We're gonna open it up and just kind of see what we have going on. But it was $2, so it was super easy to decide whether or not to buy it. I wouldn't buy it for $34 just because I buy so many of these that there's no way I can afford to do that. Now, maybe 10 or 15, 20 years ago, at the thrift stores, these would always be $59. And if you found one for $34, you'd probably jump on it. However, there's so many of them now. They're all over the place that really you want to be under $20 if you buy something. You need to assume that it doesn't work. You need to assume that somebody else bought it because it's no good. And then for me, like, I'm picky. If it doesn't have a lot of bass, it's not, rich and full, I don't want to listen to it. So, but this one actually is really good. So let's go ahead and take it outside and open it up and give it a good clean. All right, well, I grabbed a piece of wood and instantly got a nasty splinter. So that was like a 10-15 minute ordeal. Try and get it out of my finger. So anyway, we'll let me get this thing up over here and take it apart. Boy, these screws look nasty. I don't know what they did to this thing. Man, this poor thing. It's been outside. Somebody just put it outside. They just left it outside. It's probably on their back porch or their apartment or something. And the rain would splash in and the wind would blow it in. Because those are nasty looking screws. There's some Easter grass stuck in this thing. See that? That's what it looks like to me. And maybe not. Pretty neglected. See all that? And this is pretty common. We get one screw here. They use these like kind of copper screws on these, which is really common for Pioneer. Pioneer loves those things. And there's some other screws. I didn't see those because there's so much crap on this thing. See, that's really weird. There's one screw on this side here, and then over here there was an extra screw. So it should come up off of it now. Lift them like this. God, look at that. Oh, this does use those damn Sanyo audio chips. That's why it sounds good. I'm starting to notice this trend, okay? For years, everybody was like, don't buy the stereos with the audio chips. They're junk. And then they would say, you need discrete, blah, blah, blah. Well, every discrete... Oh, look, it's even got a fan. Every discrete amplifier that I've ever listened to sounded like crap. And when I say discrete, I mean there's an actual like preamp and a power transistor. They're not modules like these bricks. But over and over and over, every single one that I find with a brick is great audio. I don't know why. Is it because it's a MOSFET maybe? Some of them aren't MOSFET though. But this thing was just absolutely treated like shit. You see the water damage right there. It's probably had something wrong with it. Holy moly, look at these regulators. Those are huge. Rectifiers probably, because there's 4 legs on them. So, fairly condensed, complicated, just treated like crap. Hopefully it was just in somebody's shed and not left out to the pasture to die because it has some other issue. But let's get it cleaned. God, that's gross. Yeah, this one's pretty bad. When these look this bad, I just spray them down, dude. This thing's horrible. I'm gonna get all this crap off it. We'll leave it out in the sun to dry. I don't know what they did to this poor thing. Filthy. 2007. Get all this, as much of this as possible. Other times I like to use a brush, but I don't know what I do with. I've got a plastic brush. It looks like a. Ooh. I gotta be careful with that. Apparently that was a paper label. Oh well. Why do they put paper labels? That sucks. That's a serial number. It's paper. Ah, look at this. So much crap on this thing. Uh-oh. I don't know what I just knocked loose. But I think I noticed it's kind of interesting. They have these little rubber things here. They're missing that one. But I have cut my hands on stereos before by grabbing them and not realizing they have really sharp screws sticking through the bottom. Some of them are really bad, so that's kind of cool they did that. Anyway, we're going to spend a bunch of time trying to get it a little more clean while the compressor does its thing. So this is using a Bando transformer, which is a pretty good one. They use them in a lot of other companies. And notice here is like, oh, look at the tape. Focus. Anyway, trying to get all this crap up here, but you can see this is moisture. A pretty good sized vent at the bottom here, and then we have our fan. And look at these; they're not super clean or anything, but so these are Sanyos, and there's two of them. There's three of them. An STK413 and the STK412. Probably 2 channels here, 2 channels there, 4, and then this one probably has 3. So you get 5.1 probably. That's what I'm gonna guess. Oh, this thing's just been hammered. So we're just gonna go set it out in the sun and let it just dry out and air out. Didn't really have any offensive smells or anything, but you know, always helps. So what I like to do is put these on a tire or something that absorbs the heat a little bit. Boy, this thing just looks crappy. It's hard to believe anybody liked this. So crazy how it has XM and Sirius. So in 2007, I guess there was still, well, look at this, it's got green corrosion. There was still both providers. Yeah. I'm just hesitating because I smell marijuana smoke. We have these people next door that don't seem to care, so I'm not going to close all my windows so my kids don't have to smell it. Anyway, we're going to let this one sit. I'm really kind of surprised that this uses the audio chips, but considering how good it sounds, it makes sense.